Good afternoon, Star Wars fans. We got another GEMPC match today. As always, I'm Dan Tartaglione, also known as DTartagOne. Joining me today is Mr. Justin Branch, also known as Silverglen. How are you doing this after or today, Silverglen? Yeah, I forgot that you're in the UK. Yeah, it's the evening over there, so thank you for joining us today. So we
Looking
have
forward to it.
a So today's match is going to be the top four match between Dylan and CRG. Uh, Dylan is the top seeded player, so he'll be able to. He's picking the side. He's elected to go with dark side, and that means that CRG is playing light side. So here we go.
I'm looking forward to this one. It's going to be a really good match, especially having lost to one of them.
uh, I will say this: a lot of people. I mean, I didn't expect you to lose. Uh, I
And
was
neither did I.
I was in shock that you lost. So okay, it
Well,
looks like we
I
have a
yeah.
Hunt Down V versus HITCO match. So a very I don't want to say boring match, but it's a match that we've seen a lot of.
All right. I think they're making the most of the fact that the errata isn't in effect, quite frankly.
True, 100%.
Well, they're the two top decks, really, aren't they, at the moment? So, no surprise to see them playing it.
Now, here's the question: which deck do you like in this match?
I. Oh, it just depends on that opening hand and what you've got active.
Mm-hmm.
Having spoken to Joe Olsen a few times about this matchup, that's what it's all about. Is those key cards in your hand at the start? What are you drawing into? Do you find your activation? Is it where it needs to be? It's a toss up. I have this as 50-50.
Yeah,
I think the skill set perspective, Matt has more experience, CRG has more experience with HITCO than Timo has with Hunt Down V.
mm-hmm.
But I think they're both extremely capable players, and it's going to be a great game.
I agree. Okay, so here we go. Both players going with essentially the standard setup. Um, Timo has "I am your father" V. There are many hunting you now.
Yeah, and security precautions.
Yeah, and it looks like okay. 1 second. Oh, okay. I saw in the chat Bill Kafer, who is a member of the same team as Matt Lutz,
Yeah.
CRG. He was saying that he doesn't have sound right now, but he feels bad about telling Matt to cut the second blaster deflection.
Yeah, I mean that's
Yeah,
huge.
I agree.
Yeah. Oh
Okay,
well,
so
look at that. So Timo, that's big, isn't it? He's got the bridge out.
he's got the bridge and he's got Vader out. Vader at the castle right now.
Yeah.
No, no Malachor sight yet.
No, and he didn't take a lightsaber. Oh, he did. Sorry, he took the Dark Jedi one. Took Dark Jedi lightsaber.
Mm,
So he had Vader, and he got Vader's lightsaber from reserve. So yeah, very strong setup already.
and let's see where he's gonna throw Vader. Again,
Well,
he's
he's
able
got to
to
go to the
move
fourth
Vader.
marker, surely.
Sorry.
He's got to go to the fourth marker, you'd assume, wouldn't you?
I
Third
would,
marker.
yeah, you would think he would go to
Third
the fourth
marker.
marker just because it gives him an extra drain. He has a +1 to any lightsaber swings, and that's what he does.
Mm. Super strong start. But as you say, interestingly, no Malachor sights came out. You'd have thought he might have wanted that extra activation.
Mm-hmm.
So he might have activated that in those first 7 force. But
Let's see.
that's a good, yeah. So Matt moves, attempts to move Prophecy of the Force with Anakin V. It gets sensed potentially by Vader. Successfully, no sense shield out, so that's a free sense.
So really good turn for Teemo here.
Really good, yeah.
Like he had the sense to cancel that, and okay, there he goes with the come here, you big coward.
Yeah.
Interesting that that Matt went with the goldenrod shield.
Yeah, I mean, presumably it's the Blizzard 4. As soon as you're activating more than, if you're activating 6 to start or 7, I think it was, you know, Blizzard 4, safe to play goldenrod, just slows it down.
In the chat, we have players who are wondering why Teemo didn't, or why he didn't go with the Malachor site. Players are asking if it was because he wanted to limit the amount of force that Matt had, and that is a possibility. I do agree with that. But as pointed out in the chat, Matt has the amount of force to drop Luke and battle Vader because he does battle for free on the 0 side of his objective.
And Teemo has nothing saved for a barrier, so
exactly. Okay, both players are getting out their one of their sense and alter shields.
Yep.
We see that the wise advice is on the table as well as impressive enforcement.
I like that because it shows that they're both happy to trade senses with each other without losing any force.
Okay, so here we go into Matt's turn. Let's see what Matt can do about that Vader, because right now Teemo's throwing down. He's showing a drain of 3 next turn.
Yeah. And a potential ping as well if there's no no Jedi come out this turn.
Okay, Matt going to use the Twilight is upon me to go get Yoda's hut. Using that card before it gets errated. Smart move.
Absolutely. Which is only a week or so away, probably, isn't it now?
You know what?
We're guessing.
We're guessing because Chris Kelly really hasn't said when the errata is coming. He hasn't said when set 14 is dropping. Who knows?
Who knows? That can get kicked further down that road.
Okay, so there's the Yoda's hut.
I wonder, because Matt tried to move the prophecy, whether he wanted to. His plan was to play Luke to Endor, and try and set up his drain there as well. Drain of 3 there. So I'm interested to see what he's going to do.
Yeah, and if he did decide to do that, the interesting thing is he would have additional activation, and Teemo would have 1 less activation.
Yeah, absolutely.
But Matt is taking his time thinking about what he wants to do. Okay, there's Luke going down to do the Ewok village.
Yeah. I think he's probably happy to eat a drain of, assuming he's got no control or force drain, you know, something to stop that force drain. I think he's going to accept that he's going to eat a drain of 3 for 1 turn. And it's just worth it, maybe. But I know that Teemo he's an aggressive player. I can imagine he's eyeing up that Luke. He's got a dark Jedi lightsaber in hand, and I can see what he'll be going for that. Yeah.
Okay, so here we go into Teemo's next turn. He's activating 9. No battle order out for either player, or battle order or battle plan. So so there's the battle plan. So if Teemo wants to drain here, he's gonna have to pay 3. And he does do that, so it is going to be a drain of 3.
Oof. Some choice cards being lost there.
Yep, there goes a Luke, a Hojix, and another Luke. So that's 3 Lukes that we have seen from Matt already.
many do you he plays? It's 5 maximum, probably 4,
Mm-hmm.
4 or 5. So if this one goes, he might have to search for another one. Ah, there we go. There's the answer. Timo was.
Okay, so the Prophecy of the Force moves. And here we go. Timo does draw. He draws up to 10. He saves 2. We go into Matt's turn. Let's see if Matt's going to drain here. If he does decide to drain, it is only going to be a drain of 2, though.
But he has to get that Prophecy moved. That's key. And then he's got to reinforce that sight unless he has good evasion in hand.
Mm-hmm.
Although still no Malachor sight from Timo. So this is obviously a plan of his.
Okay, so there goes a Mara Jade off the top, as well as a Tarkin. Ooh, excuse me. Okay, so the Prophecy of the Force moves. Adds 1 to Matt's activate, so he has an additional force there. And he drops down Yoda.
Yep. He's about the best guy you can reinforce with.
Yeah, and that's a good card to have, and is like having the Yoda and the Luke out there. That's pretty strong. We've seen a lot of players play Gift of the Mentor to add additional destiny, and I think that's a good play. So, being that it looks like this is going to be like, it looks like right now it's a kind of a drain race. Which deck do you favor?
I think I'd favour light if they just sit as they are. Interestingly, Matt saves 2 because he put down 1 with Like My Father, so it may be indicating he's got a clash.
Okay, here's another drain from Timo. It is again a drain of 3. There goes I Must Be Allowed to Speak, Anakin Skywalker. He loses the I Must Be Allowed to Speak from his hand, and he loses Jyn Erso as well. So Matt's kind of losing some big cards. Interesting enough, when Timo flipped back to his 0 side, he would have been able to take Vader into his hand. He did not do that. Okay, there goes a second grabber off the top of Timo's deck for the Visage Ping.
Enter the Bureaucrat would be a big card right now if Timo has that in his 12 cards.
Yeah. Okay, here's a drain of 3 from Matt. Let's see, we have a We Must Accelerate Our Plans going off the top of the deck. Another We Must Accelerate Our Plans, and a Force Field. And no Enter the Bureaucrat, so we go into Matt's deploy phase. Okay, there's a no escape from Timo. He pulls that into his hands with We Must Accelerate Our Plans. We're currently in Matt's draw phase, so it looks like both players are just happy activating, draining, and drawing.
Yeah. Considering we're not going to see space Derby here, so it's literally, Matt to find his Death Star 2 site. Timo could try and find his Malachor site or keep it back. Maybe he's waiting for an opportunity to attack. So, bit of cat and mouse at the moment.
Yeah.
And Timo not activating much at the moment.
No, he's only activating 9.
Yeah.
Now, he does have 3 force that he saved last turn, so he's going to have 12 force to work with this turn.
And both are losing to Visage, so that's equal.
Okay, there goes a sorry about the mess from Matt for that Visage Ping. So, Matt, to me, it seems like Matt has more cards that he needs in his lost pile than Timo.
Yeah, I would agree.
Okay, there's another drain of 3 from Timo. Let's see. We got to Hear Me, Baby, Hold Together. Help Me, Obi-Wan Kenobi, and another Anakin Skywalker.
But they're happy losing from reserve. They're not
Yeah,
losing from happy.
that's a little interesting to me. And we know that Teemo has a no escape in his hand. There's a no escape, so he's going to take his force field back into hand. So that's a good card right now.
Dark Jedi. Yeah, those are the 2 cards we know he's got. You see 9 force after paying to drain for 3. It doesn't give him much to work with. I mean, that's 2, probably, what's that, 2 characters at most?
But Matt has 6 force saved, so, and he's got a 12 card, or he's got an 11 card hand, so I really don't know like what Teemo can do, being that Matt might be showing for the Clash of Sabers. We already seen him lose one. Sorry about the mess, but okay, there's Malachor coming down.
Okay. This could actually be the battleground site as opposed to.
And the Emperor comes down as well. So Teemo activating, or he's adding an additional 3 to his activate. So that's pretty strong.
Definitely. A useful verify for Matt there, as there's no force lightning in reserve.
Agreed. So maybe we'll see Matt make the first move here.
Well, saving 4 from Dillen is interesting from Teemo. Interesting. Leaving the Emperor hanging out there, it sort of smells of a beat and a counter beat.
Okay, so Teemo saves 4 after he loses his 7th sister off the top of his deck. There's the Force Lightning.
There it was. Well, Matt has to keep draining. He's got to keep that pressure up, hasn't he?
Yes, he's already down by 6 cards in his lost pile.
Yeah.
And he's down. So the hands right now are essentially even. Teemo has 11 card hand. Matt has a 10 card hand. What the difference is, Teemo has a life force of 27. Matt has a life force of 25. So there's not a big difference. Okay, there goes the Grand Inquisitor. You are beaten and a Lana Dobrid combo. So 3 good cards off the top of Teemo's deck. Okay, here we go. Let's see if Matt's going to do something about that Emperor or the Vader here.
Interesting to see a You Are Beaten go. Yeah, you see, the HITCO at the moment's not getting any retrieval either.
Okay, here we go. Ahsoka coming down to Malachor. No response yet from Teemo.
And she's +2 there, so good power for Ahsoka.
I don't think. Okay, so, and as Obi-Wan with lightsaber as well. Teemo drops the secret plans. So no barrier. Interesting. And we got a Lando Calrissian Scoundrel.
Yeah, I think Teemo knows this is going to happen. I think he's happy to gick this battle and then attack.
So he's going to play a far more frightening than death. He's going to play it used to put a card onto Obi-Wan.
I don't think that forfeit is. The swing is not. Oh, it's just like, okay. Oh, fair enough. It looks like Matt is happy to lose Obi's game text.
I don't think he loses the game text. Let me see.
He didn't lose the force, did he?
Excuse me.
Was it on the other side? Oh, I know what you mean. Sorry, yes. Yeah.
Okay, so he has an eighth brother to come down as a react, but Matt has the Odin Nestler combo to cancel the react. There's a sense off the top, sense to cancel that Odin Nestler. Let's see what Teemo draws here. Matt has a sense from as well.
Sack Wars.
Okay, so Matt draws the 5, so it's going to cancel the sense. So no react for Teemo.
But he's only got 3 force left now, so he can't swing and draw 2 Battle Destiny. He's got to make a choice.
And he's going to swing.
Oh, but there's a force field, of course, in hand.
Yep, 100%. Okay, Matt's going to grab that force field. Smart.
And he knows Lando here anyway, so...
Well, I mean, you could... I was going to say, yeah, he plays the Force Lightning, so...
And he hits. Is that a hit? That's a hit.
That is a hit. So, goodbye, Lando.
And that leaves Matt vulnerable, because Obi is going to have to get lost here to attrition.
Yes. Well, I mean, you could lose Ahsoka, but...
True, yeah, but she's power 7 on her own there.
Mm-hmm.
So... Oh.
Oof. Matt draws a 1 for Battle Destiny. Okay, he's got the Jedi Levitation, so he's going to take Rey into hand here.
Yep. Oh, wow.
Oh, he draws another 1. Oh.
And interestingly, he'd have missed if he had swung with Obi anyway.
Yeah.
2 ones. Or a 5 and a 1, wouldn't it?
And Teemo draws a 2, so both players drawing pretty low there.
But the Emperor covers without any real problem. And without second guessing it, but a Dark Strike and a Beatdown.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so both players are going to have to lose 1 character from the site. Teemo does have to stack a card onto I Feel the Conflict. Okay, there goes the Ahsoka, interesting, and the Emperor.
I'm surprised they lost the Ahsoka. The Ahsoka adds 2 to power and 1... It takes 1 off the draw.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think it's because you just grabbed one of the force fields. You saw Teemo use No Escape to grab the force field, so the likelihood of him having a second is pretty limited. Yeah, you know he has the Dark Jedi lightsaber, but at the same time, if he does come down with the character, has the lightsaber, it's just 1 character. You hit the character with the lightsaber, and...
True.
Okay, so here we go. Drain of 3 at the Hoth site.
Yep.
Okay, loses a solo off the top of his deck. Jedi Levitation and Rey with lightsaber. Interesting to see Matt going with Rey and Rey with lightsaber. Okay, here we go. 8th brother coming down to Malachor. Okay, there is the... He stacks the Emperor onto Obi-Wan. Matt's going to lose a force to keep Obi-Wan's game text. He loses the Odin Nestler combo off the top of his deck.
Yep. And Teemo doesn't even have to put the saber down because he knows he's going
to... this is the Hunt Down Virtual versus He is the Chosen One. Okay, so here we go. Obi-Wan's going to swing at the 8th brother. He draws a 3 for the first Destiny.
Now, if he's got a sorry about the mess combo, this would be a good play.
Yes, I agree. We already saw him lose 1, though. Okay, there goes the free ride combo. So he does hit the 8th brother, but Teemo has the Lano Dobre combo, so he still retains his forfeit value. And he does have the sorry about the mess combo, so he loses a free ride combo to play sorry about the mess. And there goes that battle.
And that makes a difference because he's now going to get a drain of 5 in this turn.
Yes.
And that's just going to start maybe tipping the balance slightly, which he needs to do. My guess is Timo perhaps maybe there's an interesting choice there to drain rather than drop 2 characters or more.
But we already saw that one sorry about the mess went lost.
Yeah, true.
Now we've seen
No
Matt play
saves.
both sorry about the mess combos.
Yeah.
So Timo doesn't have to worry about that.
I'd be interested to see if he wants to Watling that sorry about the mess and put it with Ray, who's in hand. That might be a nice plan.
Because he does now occupy 2 battlegrounds, so he does satisfy for come here, you big coward. Okay, so he retrieves Anakin Skywalker into his hand.
Yep. I would be tempted to get that sorry about the mess back.
I was going to say, but the sorry about the mess is the second card down. Free ride combos on top.
Is it? I've got sorry. Yeah. I thought sorry was on top. Okay.
Well, that's what I'm seeing, so I don't know if you have it. If anybody could take a look at on my screen, it says free ride combo, but I'll take your word for
it. Many wouldn't.
Okay, there's a drain of 3 at the Ewok Village. There goes the Sniper, Dark Strike, and Emperor, and the 7th Sister off the top of Timo's deck. Here we go with the drain of 2. There goes a 4 more Frightening the Death and a nice Sister. So both players are losing characters left and right. Okay, yeah. Matt is going to use the Walkling. Okay, he does retrieve the sorry about the mess, so it was the top card there.
Yeah.
Okay, Ray coming down to reinforce Obi-Wan. And he is going to take the sorry about the mess, so good job, Justin.
Thank you. I'm not sure if he's used Luke, but it'd be interesting if he then put a card from hand down, because then he'd keep 2 back for a potential Clash of Sabers. So just to give him extra defense.
So pretty good turn from Matt.
And losing a 1 is not too bad.
No. So Chewie
Timo
off the top.
Timo has to keep draining fronts, but he will end up losing if he does that. He's just changed status quo slightly here.
So interesting thing to point out here, if Timo can come down to the Jedi Council Chamber, he can actually start draining for 3 because Matt is essentially shield broken. He's already lost the Hear Me Baby hold together.
Yeah.
So
and he's lost solo.
Okay, but he decides to come down to the Malachor site. There's the 5th brother coming down. Now, he's going to have to reinforce here.
Yeah. Because he knows there's a sorry about the mess in hand. He's got to have something for that. Oh, well, there we go.
Oh, he's going to UR beaten Obi-Wan, so that's a pretty strong play.
Very good.
Both these decks really don't play a lot of space. HITCO doesn't play really any space. The Hunt Down V sometimes plays an Emperor Shuttle.
Yeah. And also probably each player knowing what each is likely to play, whether it be maybe Timo is going to play Watto or IE. You don't really need a lot of space for that. It's all about the ground. So.
Okay, 8th brother coming down to reinforce the 5th brother. Okay, let's see. He's going to stack a card onto Ray, make Matt lose a force here. I don't know. I think if you're Matt, you don't lose the force. Okay, he does lose the force. He loses a Yoda off the top of his deck.
He wants to keep the 1 to the Destiny draw, probably, but... Or maybe for that reason.
Yeah, he draws a card off his force pile with Ray.
Yeah. But he's going to have some defense. I know Dark Saber obviously is just takes the attrition rather than the forfeit value, but even so...
Now, Timo only has a 3-card hand, so kind of limiting himself to what he can do this on his.
Yeah. Agreed. Oh, interesting.
Ooh, he draws a 1 first Destiny.
Oh.
And he draws another 1, so Ray's not going to be hit. She does have immunity to attrition less than 3, so.
But we know she's going anyway. because of
Yeah,
the
she's
plus
going to
two.
still go away.
Yeah. But what's interesting about that is that she covers with 4 foot 7. She's power 4 +1 to her draw. She's going to
Oh,
cover
okay. So there's a
plenty.
3. So
That's a
power
5 with the card. Okay.
So power 15. Let's see what Matt draws. Oh,
Oh,
Matt draws a 1.
yeah. So he's actually down now.
Yeah,
by
he's down by 2, and the Hojik's
Yeah.
in the loss pile, so he is going to have to take 2 in overflow.
Yep. Life force counts at the moment. They're going to be fairly similar, aren't they?
Yeah, it's 18 to 16 in favor of Timo. But
Yep.
again, Matt has a six card hand. Timo has a 3 card hand. Okay, there goes the Death Star 2, Chasm Walkway, and Captain Hera off the top of Matt's deck. He loses the Walkway from his hand.
Yes. And even though Obi is currently you are beaten, he can still play sorry in his control phase to clear the brother.
Okay. Timo does draw that last card that he had in his force pile, so he's got a 4 card hand. He loses a surface defense off the top of his deck.
Mm-hmm. So they're sitting at exactly equal, 20 each in hand and life.
Yeah. Okay, so here we go with Matt's turn. Matt's going to activate. Activates 12, so he's got 3 cards left, and as you said, he could play the Sorry About the Mess.
I think it's worth it.
Yeah, because then you get the drain in too.
Yeah, and there's no force field because he's just got to draw high enough if he's been able to track it all.
Okay, so here we go. Drain of 2 or drain of 3 at the Ewok Village. Now, I mean, both players do play Sense, so maybe Timo has another Sense, but we'll see. Nope, he loses a Sense off the top of his deck. He loses an R-Sync as well as a Grand Inquisitor. Here's that Sorry About the Mess. Let's see what happens. Okay, no Sense. So Obi-Wan's going to attempt to swing at the brother. There's a 4, so... And a Gift of the Mentor. So, yep, he's going to hit the brother.
Pushes another 2 cards to lost and gets another drain in.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. There's the 2 1s off the top.
Yep, there goes a Vader and the Gik. So both players have lost their Gik or the Hojiks.
Yeah. And of course, safely enough for Matt, is that Obi can't be battled this next turn, I don't think, until the end of Darkseid's next turn. So I think he's okay.
So really good turn for Matt there.
And he's just being able to reinforce his hand enough. I mean, this matchup generally, it's either big swing one way or the other, or it's fairly tight. So it's looking tight at the moment.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so Matt has, after he loses to the Visage, he's going to have... Okay, so he loses Padme from his Force pile. He's got 11 cards in his Life Force. Timo also has 11 cards. But the big difference is that Timo has a 4-card hand to Matt's 7, so...
Yeah.
Really close game. So it's glad... I mean, I'm glad to see it's a close game, and it looks like it's going to come down to game 2.
Yeah. Are they playing that straight afterwards? Or is it going to be...
I don't think they do.
Okay.
Because, as you pointed out, it's in the evening for you, so Timo's a little later.
Yeah, he's an hour ahead of me, so yeah.
Okay, there goes an altar from Matt's hand.
Interesting.
Loses Leia of Alderaan.
Yeah, they're getting to the stage where they don't want to lose too much life force now.
Mm-hmm.
So hand sizes may dwindle.
Okay, and inconsequential barriers. So, I mean, Matt's going to be able to drain for 5 next turn. Well, maybe not.
Well, no,
Ninth Sister comes down in front of Obi-Wan.
but he can't battle Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
Has he forgotten?
I don't think so. He's going to have something in his hand to at least
course,
save the
'cause he
forfeit
activates
value. But, okay, there goes Obi-Wan loses his game text. So Matt is clearly remembering the fact that Obi-Wan is barrier, or you are beaten.
Definitely.
Now, one thing is that actually gets another force out of
Yeah.
Teemo's deck. So,
Yeah, potentially that's 3 more cards to go to used if he plays the interrupt.
mm-hmm. Bill, yeah, there's there's the new little effect on that, and I like that. That tells people so. It's very this new UI is very user friendly, and I like it. Okay, so Teemo does drop the 5th brother as well, so he does have a second character there.
Yeah.
And he's gonna have to lose the Visage. So he saves himself 2 force.
I can see interesting, isn't it? It'd be so tempting to try and clear Vader here. If he had something that could do it. But he's got to drain.
Yeah, he's gonna drain. So he's got 11 force to work with. He'll have 8 cards to work with.
Yeah, it's just the drain of 3 is hurting, and he can't retrieve with Vader there because he can't flip.
Mm-hmm.
So if I were Matt, I would trying to work out how to.
Yeah. As pointed out in the chat, Padme's gone. So
yeah. Although a lot of decks will run 2, but yeah.
Okay, so Obi-Wan is live. I know the little graphic is still on him, but he is no longer you are beaten. Matt activates. He saves 3 cards in his reserve deck, so he's clearly helping to battle here.
Yeah. He's happy to trade 1 for 2 by the looks of it.
But before he battles, I think I assume he's going to drain.
I think he has to. I know there's no Gick anywhere, in Teemo's deck, but he's got to keep that.
I'm trying to think of what characters he has left.
Has he got another Rey? No, we've seen 2 go, haven't we?
Yeah, we've seen the 2 go.
Lando go. We've seen Luke, Yoda.
Good point, Bill. We haven't seen Leia yet. So
true. Yeah.
Ahsoka and Lando died, so he might have a second Lando.
Yeah.
Okay, so here we go. Drain
so
of
leadership.
There goes an Isard, a Sense, and the Force Push, all from the top of Teemo's deck.
Yep. I wonder if he had a Leia with a leadership to draw 2 Destiny, he might be able to clear Vader.
According to Bill Kafer, he does have 2 Landos in his deck.
Interesting. Although he can't put him in front of Vader because his text will just get cancelled.
Yeah.
And he's only, it's just tight. Now Yoda can move. Is that right?
Yoda can move. He did deploy from hand, so
yeah. I would be tempted to block that Vader drain potentially, maybe.
Well, I mean, you battle with Obi-Wan, clear that site, move Yoda, and then you're draining for 5 still.
The only is if they break Luke's immunity with a tracked 5 and they've stacked a card on him for whatever or however. But yeah.
True.
Just think if Matt could block that drain of 3 for 1 turn, that could be big. That would definitely be a plan.
Okay, we are still in Matt's deploy phase.
Yeah, he's gone into the tank on this one.
We'll see a rather quick game from both players.
Yeah.
Okay, there's the Leia.
Okay. So he'll get to retrieve one if he wishes to. But that means
Matt moves and goes into his move phase.
Yeah.
So Matt doesn't decide to battle.
No.
But he's going to move Yoda over in front of... Okay, so he's going to move Yoda over in front of those two brothers. Or the brother and the sister.
I don't know if that saves enough, though.
Yeah.
There's another Padme.
Oh. If you could have got that in the hand.
Yeah.
Okay, Matt. So we go into Teemo's turn. He uses his Inquisitor effect to stack another card onto Obi-Wan.
Oh.
There goes a Rebel Leadership off the top of his deck.
Yeah.
So, smart for Teemo to do that before he does anything else.
Yeah, I just wonder if Yoda and Leia could have gone in front of Vader.
Mm-hmm.
Or just to make it slightly different.
Well, if...
The
thing is, if Teemo drains here, he really has no other force left. He saved 2, so...
No. Yeah, he's going to drain. He's got to drain, though.
Okay, he does drain. There goes an escape pod combo off of Matt's deck. Another Luke's lightsaber, and there's the last Luke. We assume. There's the 4th Luke that we've seen this game.
I mean, either way, game 2, everything's to play for, whatever the result here, because the number is going to be it's going to be a for someone.
Yeah, both players have exactly the same life force right now.
Yep.
Oh, according to Bill, there is another Luke, so he is playing 5 Lukes.
Okay. Yeah.
So both players have 7 cards in their life force and 2 cards in hand, so definitely a good match.
Yeah, it's going to be a win of very small number.
Okay, we move past. Okay, so Teemo's not going to battle.
So, and he's going to lose a force to Visage. He's going to get a drain of. He's going to get drained for 3, and then he'll probably have to stack 1 if Matt can win the battle. So that will more or less end.
We don't know if Matt's going to win the battle because right now they both have the same amount of power.
True.
And Teemo saved 2 in his reserve deck last turn. So
just 1. I think it is.
No, he saved 2 in his reserve deck when he before he drained.
Ah, right.
So that tells me he has the Inquisitor interrupted in his hand. Okay, so here we go. Matt activates. He puts a card back with Like My Father Before Me, and he drains for 3. There goes a Vader off the top of the deck. Tarkin.
Yeah.
From hand.
Yeah.
And we must accelerate our plans as well.
Yeah. I think Matt surely wants to battle here.
Yeah. He saved enough to battle.
He can battle for 3. He can retrieve with Leia. Or maybe he has a clash to clash someone out the game.
Mm-hmm.
And that would be game, basically.
Okay, so here we go. Obi-Wan's going to swing at the 9th sister. Draws a 5 for the first Destiny, so yep, she's going to be hit.
Yep. With the first swing, I'd have swung with Ash. I'd have swung at the other one, which is power 7. So maybe he doesn't have a clash.
Okay, there's the Inquisitor interrupt. So there's going to be 2 Destiny from Teemo here.
Yeah. I'm intrigued as to why Matt didn't retrieve with Leia.
I think he did.
Oh, did he? No, he can't. He didn't.
Yeah, you're right. He did not retrieve. Interesting.
And there's a 6 sitting there. I mean, oh, there's Clash. Okay. But I genuinely would have swung at the other. I would have swung at the brother who's power 7
Mhm.
as opposed to the power 5. It maybe it makes no difference for the 2 Destiny, but
So yeah, the class was the right play. Okay, so there's a 4 off the top of Matt's deck for Destiny. So he's power 16 to 7 right now.
yeah.
Okay, let's see what Timo draws. Draws a
I'm going to see
3.
if my preference on who to clash would have made the difference in the game.
And he draws a 4, so it's going to be +2. So 7, so 14. So
yeah. So he would have to have stacked as well. So
yeah.
There we go. Either way, I think that it looks to me as if Matt is winning this by 5.
Uh,
or 4, maybe.
So
4.
he'll be down to 7. Timo drains. He'll be down to 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He drains him.
It should be 4.
Yeah, he's used what clipping, so yeah, 4. There we go.
Yeah, because Tima's gonna have to lose to Visage.
Yeah.
Yep, there goes Matt losing to Visage. He loses Anakin Skywalker off the top of his deck, going to Timo's control turn, so he's gonna.
Yeah. The only thing about clashing the other person was just in case you did enough. Oh, there was just enough to. But it's immaterial now.
Okay, so there goes Luke, Sense, and Perimeter Scan. Matt has 4 cards left.
Yep. 4 cards for Timo, 4 cards for Matt. Timo has to lose 1 for Visage, and then he'll get drained for 3 by Luke. Unless he's about to do something we're not expecting.
Yeah, I really don't see anything that Timo can do here.
He says, "Can you cancel my Visage, please?" Yeah, that's hurt both players all the way through.
Yeah.
There
so
we
Timo
go.
draws a card, and he's going to have to lose the Visage. He loses that card he just drew. He drew the first strike. That would have been a good card this game.
Yep, very good.
Okay, so here we go. Matt's going to control, or he's going to go into his control phase. He's going to drain for 3 here, and that's going to end this game. Matt is going to win by 3, so great game, Matt. Great game, Timo. Let's wait and see what happens in the chat. So, I don't think they said they're going to play. Okay, so,
No.
Yeah, Lost Piles is a 2 difference.
Yeah, so, big Lost Piles. Oh, there we go. Okay.
Okay.
See what they say. I guess with Matt and family, it will be next week. But
yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. I'm surprised that Timo wants to play back to back.
He loves it, doesn't he?
Okay, so it is going to be next week. So both players looks like they're going to be playing next week. So once we have a little bit more information, we'll let everybody know. So again, well played by Matt, well played by Timo. Justin, thank you for coming on and doing this with us.
It's a pleasure, Dan, as always.
Looks like they're going to be playing this about the same time next week. So once we have a crew set together, we'll let everybody know who's going to be streaming. And until then, we have only a couple more hours until Hollow Theater. We're going to have Ming Hao on, and I believe Kendall Hallman is going to be my co-host. So A lot of Star Wars today. So until then, good. I'll see everybody later. Take care.